Hi, my name is Fred Pidsadny, the founder and president of Focus Management, a firm that helps leaders get better at strategy execution, which is one of the most often published and quoted challenges for senior leaders. Over the last 30 years, we have worked in 39 different industry sectors with publicly and privately owned firms, as well as family owned and run companies. We have worked with large, mid-sized, and small firms, both here in Canada and the United States. Recently, I had the pleasure and privilege of interviewing Craig Gilpin and asked him to share with us his big aha moments during his leadership career. Craig has spent much of his career in the highly competitive Canadian retail grocery industry. From an executive position at A&P, now known as Metro, Craig moved to Sobeys as president of Ontario operations, overseeing more than 200 locations and 30,000 employees. Having achieved strong results in successive years, Craig's next journey took him to North America's second oldest retail enterprise, the Northwest Company based in Winnipeg, Manitoba. As the chief operating officer, Craig was responsible for hundreds of retail locations under four major banners, mostly located in communities throughout northern Canada, Alaska, the Pacific Islands, and the Caribbean. These days, Craig has taken on a new challenge as president and CEO of Ironclad Developments, a builder focused on mid-rise, multi-unit residential structures. Ironclad is also based in Winnipeg. They have projects across Canada. What follows is one of 5 short segments from the interview. In this segment, Craig outlines 3 factors that can negatively impact an organization's ability to perform at a high level of effectiveness and efficiency. They are silos, the right authority levels, and involvement in decision making.
Organizations are large and complicated beasts. And I think when you talk to employees very often, they talk about silos. Well, silos are mismanaged organizations. And the fact that an employee would say that that exists means that people within your own organization either aren't communicating or aren't collaborating, which means that management's not doing their job. And the higher up you are as a manager, you have to make sure that your organization is fueled and fired up and ready to do its business every single day. But that only happens when people clearly understand what they need to do and only what they need to do. Employees always want to strive to do more, but you've got to keep them really focused. And everyone wants to be informed, but that informed doesn't always mean participation. And so it's up to management to always make sure that you're refining your organization and how it works and how that clarity is there. And then when you have the organization working well and you have collaboration, communication, honesty, integrity, you can really work well, have a highly engaged team, and people really love their work environment. And it's interesting. It constantly changes on what you need to do to achieve all that, and how you bring that clarity. I think we as managers don't necessarily like spending our time on clarifying who is accountable, who is supporting, who has to consult, and who just has to receive information. And I think people tend to make decisions because they're easy below their job position. And I think we have to continue to push all of those decisions down into organization and really enable people to make decisions every day that keeps business moving on. And then the higher up you are, you've got to focus more on strategy. So that sort of sums up what I've seen over my career as important facets that really help organizations achieve the great buildings that you see behind me.